dealing with it, let me ask you in this way. What do you believe the destiny of humanity is? Because a lot of people feel like this species is far older than we even know. What do you believe man's destiny will be if we have the vision to go off-world? I mean, in a big way.
Well, I think sooner or later the Earth is just liable to be impacted by something that we, as humans, with all our technology, could not prevent. And it would be a good idea, thousands of years maybe in the future, or 2 weeks in the future, to have a survivable off-planet species to keep pain going. Not just for the benefit of unborn people, but think of the lives, the history that the human species has had here on Earth, and to have that wiped out. It's not just the lives of the future.
Well, Dr. Aldrin, what was it, Saturn that got hit by Shoemaker-Levy, the big comet that broke up? I mean, they said if that hit the Earth, that would have basically killed all life on the planet, or at least knocked out our civilization.
No, that was Jupiter.
Jupiter, that's right, Jupiter.
Well, and we just might find indications of a very crude form of life that might have arisen at Mars and then been transported to Earth. So it might be the beginnings of life on Earth that thrived, whereas it died out on Mars.
Are you saying we might be Martians?
Well, we're a long evolution away. I don't believe that means that there were rocket ships somehow that left Mars and landed here on Earth. And
but meteor impacts, you're saying, which we know send Martian rock here, could have brought it?
Yep.
Or vice versa?
Yep.
Going back, because that was so intriguing, you're saying it's similar to some of the things we see in Egypt? No.
I'm just saying
no, I mean, the obelisk.
There is a lot of conjecture as to who built the pyramids.
No, I understand. But
I'm pretty well convinced that they were slaves that were conned into building this edifice for the pharaohs.
Yeah.
So the pharaohs could get to the other side in the Holy Land and put in a good word for all the slaves who built the pyramids.
Sure, I understand your view now.
Talk about a Ponzi scheme. That was the biggest con game I ever saw.
Well, again, Buzz Aldrin's our guest right now, author of Magnificent Desolation that I hold in my hand. What I'm getting at is this, and I respect you and I appreciate you coming on the show. I know we have advanced technologies. I know we have incredible men and women. I know we have amazing can-do spirit. We also know that there are a lot of secret military programs, a lot of advanced technology. We see astronauts hinting at it, hinting at knowing about things. And this is not even a UFO show. We just see other astronauts that say they've seen things out there. We've seen video from the space shuttle of things flying around. I was just wondering your view on life in the solar system outside Earth.
We have zero evidence of any life in our solar system other than that which we can observe here on Earth. And I think the distances involved to even the closest star, having written a detailed science fiction story about another civilization from Alpha Centauri that had compelling reasons to advance their technology and to visit the Earth, they failed in their efforts to do that for logical reasons. But I don't believe they exist there on Alpha Centauri, nor do I believe they exist on other places.
Sure, it's hypothetical. I've always wanted
a good story, but I believe the distances involved make it extremely improbable for any advanced life forms to be very close and within reach for star travelers from Earth for thousands and thousands of years.
What about fold space? What about the, some
however, millions of years, I believe that certainly creatures from Earth could have the technology to visit the closest star, Alpha Centauri, and other stars, if we have a good reason to do that. And the demise, the extinction of life on Earth probably is a good reason to want to invest the resources to reestablish civilization on some other star system. But that's very, very remote.
Sure. Do any of your colleagues have suspicions about the monolith?
Well, I've asked them to try and be interested and support the things that I've been doing, and there's very little response. There's one that didn't fly to the moon, and some others who are shuttle people who are certainly interested in helping me advance progress of human spaceflight.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Aldrin, I always wanted to ask you this. We saw the photos of the little Masonic flag to the moon and some of the names of the missions and the numerology. Is there anything to that, or what is the Masonic influence? We know there's a Masonic influence in the founding of the country. What is the Masonic influence on NASA?
As far as I can tell, zero. There were some Masonic brothers of mine in Texas that wanted me to take some kind of a Masonic emblem to the moon in some gesture of, I don't know what it would be a gesture of, but I told them that it was not within my authority to do such a thing.
Absolutely. One of the astronauts left a photo of his family, though, there.
Oh, yeah, I think that's perfectly legitimate. I left several things, coins from Soviet cosmonauts killed, patch from the Apollo 1, messages from 72 leaders of the world, and an olive branch gold pin that was my contribution.
Wow. Well, again, it's just amazing getting to talk to you. The book is Magnificent Desolation. Let me bring up one other subject and then end on a very positive note. It's a great book. This has gotten a lot of attention lately. What do you think of the people that mistrust the government and the system so much that they say you guys couldn't have gone to the Van Allen radiation belt and that it was all a Stanley Kubrick film production?
Well, I think they are self-serving individuals looking for attention, preying on gullible people, and they wouldn't exist if it were not for the gullible people who also like to encourage thinking about unrealistic, unsubstantiated things and titillate the public.
Yeah.
And that includes all sorts of people. I hate to say it, but it includes yourself. But I sure understand that's humanity. That's the way we operate. And I'm not beyond using that to help publicize the reality of things and the
well, sure, but I mean, Dr. Aldrin, we have to question. I mean, that's a human trait. I tend in the other direction because I know people that worked actually, on the mission with the RCA cameras and things, and they say they believe it was real. My issue is I know it goes in the other direction. I've talked to people, former head of Star Wars and others, they say there's so much classified stuff, space planes, that the real space program is robotic, and that most of it's military. You have any comments on that?
Well, robotic space program is much, much cheaper than a human one, and if I were financing the military, I would be pretty skeptical about sending military astronauts up there with all the expense if I could get the job done with robots. So, yeah, but I think there certainly are limits to what can be done with robots and still keep that somewhat cloaked from the general public. The the people that accuse the government of improperly cordoning off areas like Area 51 from public trespassing. What do you think we want to do? Do you think we want to open up every avenue of classified defense of our country?
No, but I was just asking you, with your knowledge, Mr. Aldrin, about secret government programs, because that is obviously very, very interesting. The book is Magnificent Desolation, Buzz Aldrin with Ken Abraham, and it's an amazing book. You're an amazing person, and we really enjoy you being on. I'd like to say bye to you as we go to break here in 5 seconds before we let you go, Mr. Aldrin. But again, we really want to thank you for coming on with Magnificent Desolation.
We're on the march.